وبركاته. الحمد لله وكفى ثم الصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى وبعد. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري شكرا واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. After giving thanks and praises to Allah the Almighty, sending peace and salutation to the seal of the messengers, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family members, his companions, and whoever followed their footsteps to the day of judgment and to proceed. Inshallah, today we'll continue our class on reading from the book of our noble scholar Ibn Uthaymeen, Ash-Sharh al-Mumta' ala Zad al-Mustaqna. Last week we spoke about the conditions of marriage and the conditions in marriage, and also the flaws of marriage and what necessitates the nullification of the marriage contract. We talk about different forms of separation, divorce, khula, and the nullification of the contract. Today we move on to talk about Babu Nikah and Kuffaar, the chapter that talks about the marriage of the disbelievers. The marriage of the disbelievers. What is the ruling of the marriage of the disbelievers? The author said, "Hukmuhu kanikah muslimin," meaning the ruling of the marriage of the disbelievers is similar as the ruling of the marriage of the Muslims. So, which means if what is considered marriage in their religion, if this is what they consider marriage, we also consider it as what? Marriage. We will affirm it for them in their religion. And this includes the Jews, the Christians, the Buddhists, to the end. As long as they got married according to what they believe to be considered what? Marriage. Our noble scholar Ibn Uthaymeen said, أي حكم نكاح الكفار كنكاح المسلمين في جميع آثاره, in all of its traces. وما يترتب عليه فمنه صحيح ومنه فاسد, meaning some of their marriage is considered legit and some of them is considered what? Illegit. And also, there is the right of inheritance, meaning if what they consider is marriage in their religion, if someone died, the children has the right to inherit, the wife has the right to inherit, just as in our religion, if you die, your wife can inherit from you and you can inherit from her and whatever you have in your lineage. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. All right, so our noble scholar Ibn Uthaymeen then mentioned here, he said there are some religions, for example, the Majus, and the Majus are the Magians, and they are from the Persians. The Iran is from the religion of the Iran, the fire worshippers, right? He says some of them, they consider marrying siblings as okay, right? Somebody will marry his sister in their religion, that is okay. So what if they got married to their sisters? Do we still affirm that type of marriage or no? He said this is not going to be accepted. The reason being is because from the get-go, it is not permissible for you to marry your sister, right? If it is somebody that is permissible for you to get married to, then that's okay. But from the get-go, it is not permissible for you to marry someone that is from your mahram. So this will not be accepted. But let's say they got married, but not with the presence of wali, and they consider it as marriage in their religion. Do we accept that? Yes, we accept that, right? Because that is not a condition in their religion. Or without the presence of a shuhud, but they consider it as a marriage. We will consider it as a marriage. That will not affect that marriage. All right. Ibn Taymiyyah said, what if they come to us and they ask us to marry them? Let's say 2 Christians, they come to you as a Muslim and ask you to marry them all. Do you marry them according to their religion or according to our religion, meaning the conditions? He said, if وَإِنْ أَتَوْنَا قَبْلَ الزَّوَاجِ زَوَّجْنَاهُمْ عَلَى حَسْبِ دِينِنَا. We will marry them according to our religion, meaning the condition that our religion asks us to do, because they came to you, right? But if they come to us after they have already gotten married in their ways, then we will accept their marriage like that. I hope this is clear. So let's say there are 2 individuals, they were not Muslims before, they were married, 2 Christians, right? They were married in church or with the family members, they know they are married, and then they became Muslims. Are we going to tell them to redo the marriage? Yeah. No. All right, so we're not going to tell them to redo the marriage. Rather, we will affirm the marriage that they have already conducted. But let's say 2 individuals, they were not married, but they live together as boyfriend and girlfriend, they have children, and it's normal to them. And then they became Muslim, right? Are we going to tell them that, okay, since you guys are together before Islam, you have children, are we going to say that this is okay, or do we have to redo the marriage? We have to redo the marriage. The marriage has to be done because their relationship before them is not considered marriage in their religion. Now,
do they gotta separate?
Okay, as far as the separation is concerned, this is what some of the scholars would say, that they have to be separated. Okay, but this is ulum ijtihadiyya. Okay, this is something that we call ijtihadiyya. There is no clear evidence that says that, right? But the scholars say if they have a boyfriend and girlfriend who are together, let's say they did not get married yet, no children involved, whatever, and they came, they said, let's marry them. All of said, no, you have to be apart from each other for, let's say, a period of a month or 2 to make sure that she is not pregnant, because you don't want to conduct marriage while she is pregnant. So if this is the case, then this is how we handle it. So each situation will be handled differently, right? We ask Allah the Almighty to grant us understanding of the deen. And
a girl was pregnant, and they've been together forever. What you do in a case like that? They never legitimately got married, but the woman is pregnant.
This is a point of disagreement. Majority of the scholars are on the opinion that we don't conduct marriage while a person is pregnant. The reason being, even if the pregnancy is confirmed that it's from him, the reason being is because we don't want to mix the pure water with the impure water, right? So the pregnancy that she was in before the marriage is not a legitimate marriage. Okay, so we don't want to conduct marriage in a pregnancy that is already not legit. All right. Adi said, if it is confirmed that it's his, it's okay. Wallahu a'lam. But again, taking the precautionary measure is not to do it until after she delivered the baby. Wallahu a'lam. As long as he did not reject the baby, then the baby will be attributed to him. But if he rejected the baby and there's a proof that it's not his, then the baby will be attributed to the mother. Now, all right. So let's say if one of them become Muslim before the other, how do we handle a situation like this, right? So a Christian man and a Christian woman, were married in their religion, and then the man became a Muslim, and the woman did not become a Muslim. What is the ruling of the marriage now?
In that case, they can stay married, because in the Quran it tells that you can marry believing women from righteous women from the
people of the book. Exactly. So in this case, if she's a Jewish or Christian, they can stay what? They can stay married. Because like he said, Quran said their women are permissible for us, right? But if she's not a Jewish or a Christian, then you cannot stay what? Married. You have to grant her a divorce and let her go. Okay? What if it's the other way around? Alright? A Christian man and a Christian woman are married. And then the woman became a Muslim. And the man still did not become a Muslim. What is the ruling? Not you. Someone else. Yes.
It's not. It won't be valid because the woman follows the religion of the man.
It's not valid because the woman follows the religion of the man. That is true. Meaning, a Muslim woman cannot marry except a Muslim man. That's the only one ruling for Muslim women. But a Muslim man can marry a Jewish or a Christian. All right. Let's say they are married. She's a Christian woman. He's a Christian man. He's a good man. He has good what? Good character. He took good care of her. He provided her with shelter, everything, right? Except that he did not want to be a Muslim. And she did not want the divorce because she loves this man. If she divorced him, the family will be in ruination, right? What do we do in a situation like this? It's a kid that married Abdullah. Zaki.
No, I ain't messing.
Please. I messed with it. Now,
In the Quran, Allah Ta'ala says that the disbelievers all their good deeds will be like a mirage. So all the things that he does is good. It's not allowed. So it will still be the same ruling as before.
yeah, but the disbelievers, they're gonna be rewarded for their good deed in this dunya, right? So he is good to her. He does not abuse her. He has good character. There are Christians who have good character. Like the prophets say, the people are like the minerals of the earth. Some are diamond, some are gold, some are. So the best of them in Jahiliyyah will be the best of them in Islam. So there are people whom before Islam they already have good character. When they become Muslim, they transfer their good character to Islam. But there are some people before Islam, they already what? Wicked. Right? If they come to Islam, they try to change because of what? Islam. But it's difficult sometimes to break an old character. Okay? Yes. Wa alaikum assalam. Nah.
Allah will not change the condition, they change themselves.
Until they change themselves.
First and foremost.
Nah.
What the scholars say?
This is a difficult situation. The scholars say separate them.
I figured that.
You understand? They said what? Separate them. I remember we had a seminar just for the Imaam in Michigan, and this issue was brought up, right? That there was a woman, and it happened for Rome. She became Muslim. She has been with this man for 20 years. They have children. She loves them. They love the family. She doesn't want the division. Are we going to tell her to what? To leave? It's a difficult situation, right? So how do we handle a situation like this? It has to be handled with what? With care, right? With hikmah, right? So we agreed that her situation, we have to compare between the mafsada, the harm and the benefit, right? She should not allow herself for him. Do you understand my point? Meaning she should not let him be with her. Intimacy, right?
Can they separate in the same house, or he has to be outside the house?
He is still, he is her husband. Okay? But then when she became Muslim, there has to be a nullification of the contract.
Right, but can they do it inside the house, or does he have to be outside the house?
Yeah, go.
He has to go.
He has to go.
Right? But again, like I said, some situations has to be handled in a different way, manner. You think I'm gonna leave my house? I paid for the house, right? I take care of the bills. Where am I gonna go and live? And besides that, there's emotions too, you know? So she was advised, do not let him be with you. Okay? Keep telling him about Islam. They already husband and wife. They saw each other, they live as husband and wife. The only barrier is what Islam. Be with him, let him know you love and deen, but this is what my religion is telling me. So I want you to be a Muslim. Keep making dua. If he really loves her, who knows? Maybe she will become what? A Muslim. And as time move on, maybe she can plan. Get planning. If she think that this is not working well, then she can what? Proceed in a manner that will not be harmful to her or her children. Every situation has to be handled what? In a different manner. The ruling doesn't change. That's one thing we have to understand. Al-Hukum la yataghayyar. Ruling doesn't change. But fatwa, verdict may change based on the changing of the environment, the society, the individuals, you know? In this country, it's not like the Muslim land, where people have, the government is in charge. You understand? Even if there's separation, he can provide her with everything, to the end. But it's not like this in a situation like this. Wallahu a'lam. Nah.
So that's where we apply the hukum, fear Allah to the best of your ability.
Yes, fear Allah to the best of your ability, but is that what she can do? Do you understand my point? If we can provide them with place, with all the support that they need, you understand, the emotional support to the end, then we can do it. It's a healing. It's a process. You understand? You have to understand, Islam in this country is like Jahiliyyah during the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, right? So the Muslims become Muslim and gradually they are changing. Gradually they are being what? Cultivated. So if they become Muslim, we want to take that gradual process with them based on their situations. If she is strong enough to say, I'm walking out, I put my trust in Allah, فَبِهَا وَنِعْمَةً. But the least is, do not let yourself allow yourself with that individual and try to the best of your ability to start getting ready to leave. Wallahu a'lam. And again, this is the ijtihad of the fuqaha, and Allah knows best. But this is what our scholars said here, and this is what Ibn Taymiyyah said. I'm going to read it. It's a serious fitna. You know, sometimes when you talk about something in book, it's different. When it comes to reality, it's something else. You understand? That's why, like I said, hukum doesn't change. Scholars will give you straight hukum. It's not permissible to do this, okay? But the situation of the individual may necessitate to get a verdict that will lead to taking lesser of the what? Of the two harm. Now, all right. He said, "When Aslam al-Zawjani, if the two husband, the wife and husband become Muslim, أو زوج كتابية فعلى نكاحهما." Or if the woman is a Christian or a Jew and they became Muslim, then they will maintain their marriage. فإن أسلمت هي, if she became a Muslim, right? أو أحد الزوجين غير الكتابيين قبل الدخول بطل. As long as he is not a Muslim, then their marriage is what? Invalid. Our noble scholar Ibn Taymiyyah said, هذا الفصل المهم في هذا العصر. He said this chapter right here is very important in this era of ours. وذلك لأنه يكثر الدخول في الإسلام, because many people become what? Muslim in this time. والحمد لله. من أشخاص المتزوجين فهل إذا أسلم أحدهم ينفسخ نكاحه So does that mean that if one of them becomes a Muslim, their marriage is automatically what? Nullified right away? أو لا, or it is not automatically nullified. يقول المؤلف, he said the author of the book said, وإن أسلم الزوجان معا أو زوج كتابيا فعلى نكاحهما. In Aslam al-Zawjani ma'an, meaning if both parties, the husband and the wife, became Muslim, بأن تلفظ بكلمة الإسلام جميعا. She said, لا إله إلا الله. He said, لا إله إلا الله. Then their Islam is what? Their marriage is still valid. فهما على نكاح لأنه لم يسبق أحدهما الآخر ولم يختلف دينا. وهل هذا ممكن؟ الجواب ممكن لكن فيه عسر. He said it is very difficult to come across a situation where the husband and the wife became Muslim what? At the same time, right away. It's not easy to come across a situation like this. Then يقول لهما قائل قولا لا إله إلا الله. Say لا إله إلا الله. And both of them will say لا إله إلا الله. فيقول جميعا لا إله إلا الله. فحينئذ يكون إسلامهما معا. وذهب بعض العلماء ومنهم الموفق صاحب المبني إلى أن الإسلام في المجلس كالإسلام معا وعللوا ذلك بأن الإسلام معا من الأمور النادرة ولا ينبغي أن تحمل الأحكام الشرعية على الأمور النادرة. He said it is very scarce for people to embrace Islam at the one word sitting. And the rulings of Islam should not be established based on something that is very what? Scarce to happen. To happen. Most of the time, rulings are established based on the norm, right? The majority. So he said it's very difficult to apply something like this. إلى أن الإسلام في المجلس هذا من الأمور النادرة ولا ينبغي أن تحمل الأحكام الشرعية على الأمور النادرة. بل إذا قالت المرأة مثلا أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا رسول الله. If the woman said لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله and the man did not say it yet, we give them what? Time. Well, us, and also the what? The opposite. So again, we give them time and see is things going to get what? Better or not. But then along with the time, because this situation can happen with the opposite what? Side too. We're talking about a woman. A man may be married to a woman whom he loved because she has good character, good mother, taking care of, supportive, and then he became Muslim. We say you have to be what? Separated right away. It's going to be what? Difficult. So we have to give some time, put some restriction, and if that did not work, hopefully they will lead to what? Separation. Wallahu a'lam. But the whole point is it is not permissible for a non-Muslim to marry a non-Muslim woman to marry a Muslim man, except if she's from the people of the book, meaning a Christian or a Jewish, and the opposite is not permissible, period. Meaning it's not permissible for Muslim woman to marry any other man except a Muslim man. Wallahu a'lam. And there's difference between fatwa before something happened and fatwa after the act occurring of what? Of that thing. That's why Ibn Taymiyyah mentioned that if they come to us asking us to perform marriage for them, we have to do it according to how Islam says. But if they come to us after performing their marriage in their ways, what do? We affirm it. We affirm it. Wallahu a'lam.
Just for the record, if two non-Muslims are married, if man, Muslim man married, that means they need more ground, more everything.
If two Muslim.
If two non-Muslims
Yeah.
married before the Imam,
Yeah, they need all that. Yep.
they need everything.
They need everything.
That a Muslim.
Exactly. Exactly. So his question is if two non-Muslims, let's say Christians, come to me or any Muslim to conduct their marriage, then we have to conduct it according to how Islam, which means with the presence of a legal guardian and the minimum of what? Two witnesses. Yes.
Dowry the whole thing.
Yeah. Without the whole thing. No.
If
they are not ready to accept Islam.
Even if they're not ready to accept Islam. Yeah. Because this, we consider what, this is the legit marriage, right? But again, if they do it in their ways, it is okay. Except marriage that is not permissible from the get-go. Like we talk about marrying brothers and sisters, siblings, for example. This is not, we're not going to affirm that marriage. Or marrying someone who is already what? Married, right? We say, no, we're not going to accept that. No. No.
So, this is a good question. So, sometimes I think I can recall, like, people that got married, you know, according to their religion, but it was outside of the Islamic religion, but then they took Shahada, became Muslim. And now they just, on the strength, want to do it the Islamic way. So, but what's being stated here is that they don't need to get
They
married.
don't need to get married. Yes, that is very true. Because sometimes some people come to us and they say, we became Muslim, but you know, we were married before Islam, so we want to redo our marriage. No, you don't have to redo your marriage. Even if you were idol worshiper, as long as according to your deen, it's considered marriage. But if it is not considered marriage, then you have to redo the marriage. Okay? So let's say two people got married before Islam, right? They went to the church, they got married, or they got married in their home with their families, and everybody know they got married, and they became Muslim. We affirm their marriage. We're not going to tell them you have to redo your marriage. But if they did not get married, but they just live together like boyfriend and girlfriend, even if they live for 10 years, have children, this is not considered what? Marriage. Because according to their deen, it's not marriage. So when they become Muslim, we have to redo the marriage.
And that is when both of them coming into Islam.
Yes. When both of them come into Islam. Even if they did not come to Islam, and they come to us, they say, listen, we were living like boyfriend and girlfriend, we want you to marry us. You can still marry them off, but marry them off with the condition that Islam was placed. So a Muslim can marry off non-Muslims. I hope this is clear. Now.
So my only question is, we saying like the two people that got married before Islam, but it is a legitimate marriage. Now they Muslim, so now they want to get married again. The point is they don't have to get married.
They don't have to get married.
But is it forbidden to remarry them?
It's not forbidden to remarry them, but it's pointless to remarry them. You know, so we have to let them know that, listen, there is no guilty conscience for the previous what? Marriage. I mean, you're married. The children are legitimate what? Children. You know, you don't want them to have that feeling like, our previous marriage wasn't good. No, it was marriage. It was good. It was in good values and, you know, ethics. Now.
Going back to where you said, made a statement about getting remarried over, I just want to got a question, like, how about where you got married at? Say, I don't want to say nothing wrong, but say like a certain masjid and people not sure what they're upon. Do you have to get remarried over? Like if they married you? Like if a certain masjid, it's like a certain masjid I went to, I got married at, up on Walnut Street. Everybody has a problem with that masjid. They said they don't know if my marriage is.
Did you marry with a wali?
No, it's just the masjid. They talking about the masjid.
No. Did you guys get married with a wali and presence of the wali and the minimum of 2 witnesses and dowry and everything?
The madhab, they went on.
I mean, the madhab has nothing to do with it. The madhab is okay.
It was just the imam and the brother.
It's okay. I mean, the imam and the brother, which brother?
The brother from the masjid.
Yeah. They are the witnesses?
Yeah, they was the witnesses.
Okay. And who was the wali of the woman?
She didn't have one.
Okay. That's okay. Your marriage is valid.
They didn't have one.
Yeah, your marriage is valid. Even if he's Shia and he married you off, your marriage is what? valid. As long as he called himself to Islam, a marriage is what? Is valid. Okay? Except people who are known to be out of Islam, like Ahmadiyya, for example.
No, they just say that they pray in the wrong direction. That's the thing people have with that masjid.
Yeah, no, there are other things that they have with the masjid. I mean, there are some other issues, you know.
I just wanted to know.
Yeah. No.
A man got married within 6 months' time, then his wife had a baby, so there was a question. They say the woman was pregnant before he got married, or how did she got a baby within 6 months? So
I mean, it's easy to find out today. Is that a full-term baby or?
So let's say if it's not.
I mean, how would you not know? I mean, from the get-go, it's being tracked. The day that your wife get married, right? I mean, she's pregnant. The hospital can track. Does she have any records? Does she go to the hospital at all?
9 months, this is premature.
That's what I mean. So what I mean is, listen, his question is, I got married to a woman and 6 months later, boom, she has a baby. And people are doubtful of the marriage, right? So I'm saying you can track, you have record. If it's a 6-month-old baby, then it's your baby. But if it's a 9-month-old baby, then of course, it's before the marriage, right? So if it is a 9-month-old baby, it's absolutely clear that the baby is not yours.
Because it's a 6 months.
And if it's yours, then maybe it's before the marriage. May Allah forbid. Now,
So let me go forward. So
Alright.
the husband decides to make the hakika, and she said that's his. I don't know what happened, but I'm just trying to get to this. If he said that's his baby, you don't want to get all this extra stuff. For you being his family, do you have to deepen to make sure, or you just gotta leave it alone?
for you,
Yeah,
I mean the outsider,
yeah,
that's not of your business.
Not outside of, I mean like for instance, your family is maybe part of your family, and you want to deep and try to know how is she gonna get a baby in 6 months, and you want to been doing it before you got married, or
That's none of your business. If he's been doing it, it's his sin. Do you want him to expose his sin to you? No, I understand your thing. Like, I got married, and 6 months later, my wife had a baby, and I call you guys for Akika, and be like, I ain't coming because I don't know about. That's none of your business. I mean, if you don't want to come, that's okay, but you want to question how did she get married on that's none of your business. That's between him and Allah. And if he chooses to take care of the baby, that's between him and Allah. You understand? But whether it's his baby or not, again, that's between him and Allah. I mean, we can tell you haram is haram, halal is halal, but if this is something that somebody do, that's between him and Allah.
Excuse me, sir. Like boyfriend and girlfriend, and they had a baby. Is it permissible for Imam to do the hakika?
Well, the Imam don't do your keep.
MashaAllah, Zaki answered the question. The Akita is the father who does the Akita. All right.
You know why back way, back way, that's what they do. The Imam is the one who knows to do the hakika. That's what I'm
Question
asking.
is,
You're gonna be halal hakika.
I mean, is the dad who does the Akika, like to bring it to the Imam to make dua for the baby?
Okay, that's something else.
Listen, you make dua for anyone. What's the sin of the baby? The baby's innocent, right? I mean, he deserves your dua more than anyone else. If somebody has already done something wrong, we make dua for them. You understand? If they did not do it, we warn them against it. What can you do? I'm not going to make dua for the baby. Make dua for the baby. And make dua for the parents. For Allah Almighty to guide them, because if they are guided, then the community will be guided. But if you make dua against them and they become worse, the community will become and you are part of the community. It's going to affect you. It's going to affect your children to the end. So dua is always good, especially if they come to you. You know, you can advise them and make dua for them. So there's nothing wrong with that. Now, but one thing is, you should be shy of the sin that you have committed. You understand? I think the point that he's trying to make here is, we are not supposed to condone stuff like this, right? Like people commit, you know, we see it today. You know, people, let's say, may God forbid, a father has a baby or a mother has a daughter in her house, and the daughter commits sin and she became what? Pregnant. She have a baby, and they call people for baby shower, and they have, you know, that stuff. You're not supposed to support stuff like this. You understand? You are normalizing it, and you are not expressing your disapproval of their behavior. So don't do this. And this is becoming normal in our society. Muslim women, you know, their kids are tested with falling into stuff like this. Hide your sin. Conceal it. Make dua for them. Express your disapproval. This is not something that is good. I will take you. I will advise you. I'm not going to disown you to the end, but do not let them feel like it's okay to do stuff like this. I hope this is clear. Yes, so from that aspect, mystery, we're not supposed to what? To express our support and listen to that now.
That situation just laid out. Within that situation, do you give any financial support for the baby? Not going to no baby shower, nothing. But now they need financial help.
It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong to help
So
financially.
you're not like condoning that.
You're not condoning it, no.
Okay.
It's nothing wrong to help. It's nothing wrong, but do not express some kind of, like the way they do, you know, it's not something that you cherish. You understand my point? But do they need basic things, necessities? No, help them. You know, but no baby showers and all that stuff. Yeah. Allah help us all. Jazakumullah khairan. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.